Bride of Chucky left things off on a bit of a cliffhanger. While Tiff and Chucky were killed, a new doll was born. It looks like this little monster is vicious and is going to be a killer that surpasses both Chucky and Tiff. It's probably going to be so vicious that... oh, what the hell? So I remember people talking like this on message boards back when Seed of Chucky originally came out. Seed of Chucky is often considered to be the worst in the overall Child's Play / of Chucky movies, at least until the next 2 sequels came out. I know a lot of people didn't like Cult of Chucky, but I haven't gotten there yet, and this isn't a review about Cult of Chucky, so let's focus on Seed. The movie begins where the last film leaves off, with a newborn killer doll. 6 years pass, and the doll is shown to have dreams of killing, but the doll itself, when it wakes up, is a peaceful soul. Shitface, as the doll is called by his abusive captor, performs as a sideshow act for a jerk of a ventriloquist. I'll call him old SF for now. Anyway, SF performs for the ventriloquist as the doll that acts on its own. One day, SF watches an interview on TV about a new Chucky movie coming out. Man, this series is getting meta. Anyway, the new movie is Chucky Goes Psycho, and it features the dolls that were related to the murders from Bride of Chucky, fully repaired, of course. Now, I think we're ignoring some plot points from previous films, like Chucky coming back to life when he's remade, but whatever. Maybe Don Mancini didn't like those plot points, since this was written and directed by him. Back to SF. He sees Chucky and Tiff on the TV and sees a mark on Chucky's arm that he has on his own. So he figures it's a birthmark and that he has to be their son. SF breaks out of the ventriloquist's cage and finds Chucky and Tiff. He uses the Heart of Dembala to resurrect the murderous dolls. Hilarity ensues as Chucky comes to grip with being a father, Tiff being overjoyed about being the mother, and the two figuring out if SF is a boy or a girl. They can't figure it out, so SF is renamed to Glenn/Glenda. Chucky and Tiff do what comes naturally and kill a technician from the movie set. This alarms Glenn/Glenda. He doesn't understand why his parents kill, leading Tiff to try to stop herself and Chucky from murdering. Chucky agrees, but doesn't really mean it. The two dolls then decide to possess Jennifer Tilly and Redman. No, that's not a joke. Redman is apparently directing a film, and Jennifer wants the role. Again, meta. Jennifer Tilly voices Tiff, so yeah. Anyway, Chucky and Tiff plan to impregnate Jennifer Tilly with Chucky's seed, hence the name of the movie, and Jennifer Tilly becomes immediately pregnant because of voodoo magic. The plan is to live their lives out as Redman and Jennifer Tilly, and to put Glenn/Glenda into the baby. It goes off the rails from there. It turns out that Glenn/Glenda actually has multiple personalities, one of them being murderous. Jennifer Tilly gives birth to twins, Tiff transfers her soul to Jennifer Tilly, and Chucky abandons transferring his soul to a human and wants to be a killer doll forever. So Tiff does successfully transfer herself to Jennifer Tilly, and Glenn/Glenda is transferred to the twins that Jennifer has due to the voodoo pregnancy. Oh man, a lot really does happen in this movie. So what makes Seed of Chucky so disliked? Well, I think it's a lot of things. The meta humor isn't for everyone, and the camp levels are through the roof in this film. The kills are just meh. The film seems to poke fun at pop culture and Hollywood, which is funny at times, but it kinda dates itself with using references from the time. Mancini also leaned too much into the comedy aspect in my opinion. So much so that it seemed like they neutered the baby killer doll immediately. They gave us a tease with the dream sequence of Glenn/Glenda killing people, but then we got what we got. Glenn/Glenda was written out of most of the series after Seed, and actually didn't reappear until season 2 of the Chucky TV series. It was handled in probably the best way that it could. The two kids completely forgot what happened in Seed of Chucky, and the twins are referred to as they/them. It's honestly such a great reference to the film. So, Seed of Chucky did alright, but ultimately flopped with fans and moviegoers. It's a departure from the Child's Play's serious tone for sure, but I do still consider it a classic. I mean, most slasher films get campy eventually. Chucky just went to different extremes. Now for the real question. Do I hate Seed of Chucky? No. It is on the bottom of my list of all the Chucky films, but I love all the films, so that's not saying much. Of course, I always hoped that Chucky would go back to his more serious roots, and he does just that in the next film, Curse of Chucky, Tune in tomorrow to hear my thoughts on that movie.